Welcome to another edition of the CAMAutoMag podcast. I'm Trent.
Johnny.
I'm Mike. So the first thing we want to talk about today, a lot of news going around about the Mitsubishi Evo. Originally there was talk of one executive talked about how it was going to be dead. They've come out and said they're just kind of waiting for the next evolution of the evolution. They basically want to make it a hybrid.
So they want to kill it.
Exactly. I don't think you can get the same feeling out of a hybrid Evo that you'd get out of, you know, the turbocharged 2-liter. Just it's a good feeling. I don't think you can get that out of the hybrid. I think you might be able to get it if it was a normal motor and then they add like a KERS system type thing, but I still think we're never going to see an Evo again that truly lives the Evo name after 2013 when they kill off the current Evo.
Yeah. You know, Porsche built a quite impressive hybrid with the 918. The problem is you're comparing a $30,000-$40,000 entry-level Lancer, if you will, to a $600,000 supercar.
Yes.
So you have a little bit more luxuries and abilities that you would with the Porsche that might not filter down into the Evo. So it's an ambitious project, it's an ambitious thought, and I think that hey, hats off for them for wanting to head in that direction. I guess we'll just have to see.
The thing is, though, what about the Mitsubishi i-MiEV or whatever it's called? Yeah, the golf cart. Golf cart. Golf cart, basically.
It's a golf cart with doors. Let's not sugarcoat this.
The thing is, that thing doesn't get much range. It doesn't go very fast. It's all electric, which is what Mitsubishi has said. They want to be the leaders in EV technology, electrical vehicle technology. So what makes you think, and that thing's $30,000, what makes you think it's going to be able to do something affordable with an Evo and still have good performance out of it?
True. I think it's ambitious.
Yes. Yeah. Ambitious to say the least. I just don't think you'll ever...
Yeah. No, the evolution name is kind of dead for the Lancer. It's just, you can't turn it into a hybrid unless you try to make it like what Johnny was saying, the Porsche 918 hybrid, but you're not going to do that because it's only a $40,000 car. So it's just going to be a $40,000 Lancer hybrid, not really an evolution. So it's dead. Let's start carving the headstone now. Lancer evolution.
Moment of silence.
Yes. Anyway, we're willing to develop our own Lancer evolution. We just need money and
lots of money.
Engineering know-how and all that crap.
But we just need money and engineers and an R&D facility and manufacturing.
But we're willing to do it.
I'm willing to put in the time.
Yes. Now, going from something that could be a very expensive Evo to the complete opposite end, what would be the car you would buy under $5,000? I'm kicking this off. I've been on a Porsche kick lately, 944. Simple as that. I would buy a Porsche 944 and I would love every second of it. It would be a good handling car. It's not going to be in a ball of flames on the side of the road. I wouldn't get the turbo model because I'd want to, survive and all that and try and find an S2. And I think a 944 would be the best choice for under $5,000.
That's a good idea. I'm going the complete opposite direction and getting an all-wheel drive Eclipse or Talon.
Wow.
Yes.
That's an idea.
It is a fantastic
First gen,
idea.
second gen?
Oh, first gen. I can't find a second gen for less than 5.
I'm sure you could find one with a lot of miles.
I'm really only willing to get into so much pain with this car.
You are getting a DSM.
Yes. Yes, I am.
So your prerequisite pain is already filled up.
It's baked into the car.
We have hit the maximum level of pain. We just don't want to go any further than that, though.
Well, you just talked about converting your Subaru to rear-wheel drive and putting a naturally aspirated flat 6 in.
Yeah.
And you want to get an all-wheel drive turbo vehicle for under $5,000. Makes sense.
Yes. It's a complicated mess up here. The hamster's still on the wheel, folks. No,
it jumps off and takes a break every once in a while, but it's still in there.
It's got a drinking problem. But let's talk about it's all-wheel drive. It has the same 2-liter 4G63 turbocharged motor that Lancer Evolutions had in Japan. Well, not the exact same one, but the same thing. Iron block, aluminum heads, still called the 4G63. It'll hold 500-600 horsepower, stock block, and internals.
Then the crank starts walking.
That's only if you put the wrong clutch in there.
Which you will most certainly do.
As long as he has a plan.
I have a plan.
He's got a plan.
I have thought this through, my
Automatic then?
friend. No, although if you can get the transfer case and center diff from an automatic, it's a lot more stout than the manual one is. So,
not a bad idea.
yes.
Those of you taking notes at home,
I know.
automatic trans.
I know DSM people, so I kind of know what I'm getting into here.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know someone who has a basement littered with DSM parts?
Yes.
Just in case.
Yes.
Excellent.
What would be your car under 5,000?
Well, you know, originally, being a Ford guy, I kind of had thought that I would choose a Mustang, and I probably would have chosen not a Fox body. Thank you.
He would choose a Fox body.
I would choose a mid-80s. Shut up, I didn't ever own this car. I would choose a mid-90s SN95 Cobra, 9495 V8 pushrod, very good handling car, very bulletproof. But then I got thinking, $5,000 car, this is more than likely going to be a driver, am I correct?
Yeah, sure.
So this is a car that, you know, I might want to have a little bit of pep, but I might want to be comfortable in, and I might want to enjoy it. And I just don't know if an SN95 Mustang is going to foot the bill there. So after gazing across the internet, I think I would decide on getting a nice mid-80s Mercedes SL 580. Ooh, 560, maybe a 560. Big V8, very comfortable, hardtop, very bulletproof.
The question is, could you get it for 5,000?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I haven't looked at those. They're good-looking cars.
Plenty of them out there for 5,000. In fact, if you want to really spend a lot of money, you could get up in the $7,000, $8,000 to $10,000 range. But yeah, you can find a really nice car for $5,000, $6,000.
Wow, that would be a good driver, but outside of driving it down the PCH, it's not the best choice personally for me. I mean, we get how many months of cold weather here, and
Too many.
having owned multiple convertibles, let's just say there's not a whole bunch of days that really is good out there. But the hardtop is a good
Hardtop would be a good option. Yeah, it probably wouldn't go really good in the snow, but you'd have a really nice car, built really well. It would hold up really good, and you know, if you put your foot on the gas, it would accelerate fairly quick.
It would get out of its way.
5,000 pound two-door convertible.
Yes. Solid is, I think, the word you're looking for.
Solid.
Solid.
Let's just wrap it up with that.
Yeah. Now, one car that you cannot quite get for $5,000, or else it would definitely be on the list, is an E34 M5. What is wrong with the E34 M5? Inline 6, individual throttle bodies, manual transmission. It is an awesome car. Why does everybody hate it?
I think I got a beat on this. It came out right before the E39 M5, and everybody loves the E39 M5.
It's true.
People were comparing the G8 GXP to the E39 M5, a car that had long since gone out of production. So people really love the E39.
They held their value for a really long time, but
they're still kind of holding it. They're still grasping to something.
But that's what makes the E34 an even better buy. Still has, you know, seating for 5. Still a decent looking German rear-wheel drive car.
It's got what BMW does best, an inline 6.
Yes.
So it's got a lot of things going for it, just not necessarily a lot of things going against it. Yeah. You know, and it's why are we not liking?
Here's what I think. I think that it's a car that has had a short time in the limelight, and then another car stole its thunder. And I find this with a lot of different cars, that when we go back and look at these, a lot of the times I find myself saying, hey, that was a great car. And then I look on eBay and find one, and that's what I start thinking about for the next 3 weeks.
Yep. Triumph.
It seemed like a good idea.
As much as you claim to be
Let
a
me
Ford
just
guy,
close my closet door here.
as much as you claim to be a Ford guy, I will always know you as Johnny the Triumph guy.
The Triumph guy. That's true.
We need to know a Triumph guy. Well, there we go.
Well, yeah. I could segue into saying, well, I always talked about Triumph motorcycles. That's what I was talking
Triumph
about.
motorcycles,
Because nobody
that's
ever
totally
saw
different.
my Triumph
Yeah.
car, so we all have our dirty little secrets. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
Now, a Triumph is one of those cars that's kind of unloved, like the E34 M5. What is your favorite unloved car that people just don't seem to want to realize they're awesome?
I've always really liked this car. It would be the last generation Honda Prelude. They sold plenty of them, but you don't really see that many tastefully modified ones. It looks like it should be rear-wheel drive. It's still front-wheel drive. It has the 2.2 liter H22, which is good for
200.
Yeah. Or, let's go ahead and just say 200. We all know it's not putting down that. And that at the time was one of Honda's biggest motors.
That was a big deal.
That was big time. It's an amazing looking car, but it's just a lot of people just don't really like them. There are a few out there. There are 4 guys that I know, but beyond that, it's when I say I want to do a BB6 Prelude, I get a lot of weird looks. People look at me like I should be going to a hospital or something.
You want to put BBSs on a Prelude? Okay, yeah.
No. A BB6, the 97-01 one. That's what I wanted.
Oh yeah. That's kind of how that goes.
Michael, let's take you to the hospital. There's a man in a white coat who wants to ask you some questions about how you want to hurt yourself or others. Because we think you're a danger to yourself right now when you want to do this car.
Honestly, I think the E34 is one of those that I really like.